Terrorism charges against Luigi Mangione have been officially dismissed. The murder count still stands. And I kind of love this written decision. Gregory Caro, said that although there is no doubt the killing was not an ordinary street crime, New York law doesn't consider something terrorism simply because it was motivated by ideology. He goes on to say that it does not follow his goal was to intimidate and coerce the civilian population. Indeed, there was no evidence presented of such goal, which I would imagine the elite CEO population would beg to differ, but I digress. But important to note, the next time Luigi will be back in court is on December 1st. So here we have Luigi Mangione's chart. We don't explicitly have his birth time, although the 12:13 p.m. birth time has been floated around, which would still make him a Leo rising. Hello, photo shoot in court. So today we have a Mars in Libra Chiron opposition, and that happens to be on Luigi Mangione's Saturn. And if we believe this to be a Leo rising chart, all of this is activating his 9th house, legal matters. And it's the idea that Mars and Chiron, they're activating his natal Saturn. You know, Saturn, he's going through his Saturn return. There's a lot about his legacy. There's a lot about what he's leaving behind in the world. But Saturn, there's also consensual reality. The idea of I'm going against consensual reality by taking matters into my own hand, especially because Saturn rules his 7th house of one-on-one relationships, 6th house of health. When you think about Capricorn, the 6th house, right? There's a lot about the United Healthcare CEO symbolism embedded in the chart, down to even the Chiron in Aries, because I believe he was going through his Chiron return at his time of unaliving. But I also wanted to point out this Venus in Leo because I find this to be an interesting element affecting sort of how successful Luigi is in his endeavors. So like when I pull up the chart of the unaliving, the alleged unaliving, we also had Mars in Leo at the time. That was trining into Luigi's Venus. So at the time, we also had that Venus getting stimulated by the nodes. We also had Chiron on his Mercury. So again, it's a very similar type of picture being portrayed, but it's the idea that at the time, there was a quote-unquote success in an endeavor, and then now at this particular hearing we get another successful milestone. When I bring up December 1st, just to see like what's up on that trial day, we have Chiron again and the moon Aries on Mercury and Saturn. Mercury, of course, rules his north node, destiny, but also where he's headed to in this lifetime. So, you know, when you think about how Venus is moving into Sag that day as well, about truth, there's a lot about freedom. This could be an interesting one, especially because we're coming out of an eclipse season featuring Virgo and Pisces. The lunar eclipse in Pisces was activating his Jupiter and Pallas in Pisces, almost like when you think about confidence, but also strategy.